Hello, my friends. Miss Laura here for our weekly virtual story time with BPL, Bartlesville Public Library. Are you ready? Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? How are you today? All right. We're going to start with this story by Helen Lester and Lynn Munsinger. This is called A Porcupine Named Fluffy. There's Fluffy. I don't know. Are porcupines fluffy? When Mr. and Mrs. Porcupine had their first child, they were delighted. Now he needed a name. Should they call him Spike? No, Spike was too common. Should they call him Lance? No, Lance sounded too fierce. Should they call him Needle Rooser? No, Needle Rooser was too long. Prickles? Pokey? Quillian? Then together they had an idea. Let's call him Fluffy. It's such a pretty name, Fluffy. But soon there came a time when Fluffy began to doubt that he was Fluffy. He first became suspicious when he backed into a door and stuck fast. That was not a Fluffy thing to do. He was even more convinced when he accidentally slept on his back and poked holes in the mattress. A very unfluffy thing to do. When he tried to carry an umbrella, he knew without a doubt Fluffy definitely wasn't. So he decided to become fluffier. Clouds are fluffy, he thought. I'll be a cloud. But he couldn't stay up. I know, pillows are fluffy, he said. I'll be a pillow. But when his mother sat on him, she wasn't pleased. He tried soaking in a bubble bath for 45 minutes, but he did not become fluffy. He became soggy. He tried whipped cream. He put a little on each quill. It wasn't easy, and it took more than half a day. But this did not make Fluffy fluffy. They should have called me Gooey, he sighed. He ate a lot of fluffy marshmallows. He rolled in shaving cream and feathers. He even tried to become a bunny. But the truth remained. Fluffy wasn't. One afternoon, Fluffy set out for a walk, trying to think of ways to become fluffy. Before long, he met a very large rhinoceros. "Grrr," said the rhinoceros. "I'm going to give you a rough time." Fluffy didn't know what a rough time was, but he didn't like the sound of it at all. "What's your name, you small prickly thing?" asked the rhinoceros unkindly. "Fluffy," said Fluffy. The rhinoceros smiled. He giggled, and then he laughed out loud. Oh, he rolled on the ground. He jiggled and slapped his knees. He roared with laughter. Oh, a porcupine named Fluffy, howled the rhinoceros. Fluffy was embarrassed, but tried to be polite. "And what is your name?" he inquired. I can't even say it, giggled the rhinoceros. Hubert? Suggested Fluffy. No. Oh, help. I just can't say it. I'm laughing so hard, said the rhinoceros. Harold? Or maybe Herman? Asked Fluffy. No, gasped the rhinoceros. Hippo! Hippo. A rhinoceros named Hippo. Fluffy smiled. He giggled. Then he laughed out loud. He jiggled and slapped his knees. He howled with laughter. A rhinoceros named Hippo, Fluffy cried. A porcupine named Fluffy, a rhinoceros named Hippo. It was almost more than they could bear. Hippo and Fluffy rolled on the ground, giggling and laughing until tears came to their eyes. At last they lay exhausted on the ground, and from that time on, they were the best of friends. And Fluffy didn't mind being Fluffy anymore, even though he wasn't. Have you ever asked your parents how they decided what your name would be? It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Let's sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider, because then I'm going to read to you about a spider named Walter. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. This is Walter, and this story is about Walter's wonderful web. Written by Tim Hopgood. Walter wished he could spin a perfect web, just like his friends. But Walter's webs weren't perfect. They were wibbly wobbly. And when the wind blows, wibbly wobbly webs always blow away. But Walter was determined. So one morning he decided to start with something simple. Very carefully, he made a small web in the shape of a triangle. Whoosh went the wind and it blew the web away. Walter started again. This time he made a bigger web in the shape of a square. Whoosh went the wind and it blew the web away. Walter sighed and started again. This time he made a longer web in the shape of a rectangle. Whoosh went the wind, and it blew that web away. Walter sighed, and then he stretched his legs and made a taller web in the shape of a diamond. Whoosh, whoosh went the wind, and it blew that web away too. Perhaps my webs should be more round, thought Walter. So he climbed up and down. He twisted and twirled. Would this be Walter's first perfect web? Nearly. It wasn't a perfect web, but it was an almost perfect circle, and it looked strong. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh went the wind. Poor Walter hit the ground with a bump. Walter was tired and upset. He felt like giving up. But as the sun went down, he thought about all the different shapes he had made. All at once, he knew just what to do, so he took a deep breath and set to work. Whoosh went the wind, but it didn't stop Walter or his web. Not this time. Walter's web shone in the moonlight. It was better than perfect. It was a truly wonderful web. Now, if you look at that web, you can see all the different shapes in one spider web. I see a diamond right in the middle, and I see circles and squares and rectangles. Wow, that is beautiful. And here are all the shapes we saw in the book. I see a yellow triangle, a blue circle, an orange rectangle, a red diamond, and a green square. That's the end of Walter's wonderful web. Let's sing another song. Let's do the Blackbirds. The Blackbird story. Ready? Two little blackbirds sitting on a hill. One named Jack and the other named Jill. Fly away, Jack. Fly away, Jill. Come back, Jack. Come back, Jill. Two little blackbirds sitting on a cloud. One named Quiet. The other named Loud. Fly away, Quiet. Fly away, Loud. Come back, Quiet. Come back, Loud. Two little blackbirds sitting on a mast. One named Slow. The other named Fast. Fly away, Slow. Fly away, Fast. Come back slow, come back fast. Two little blackbirds sitting on a gate. One named Early, the other named Late. Fly away early, fly away late. Come back early, come back late. Two little blackbirds sitting on a lily. One named Sirius, the other named Silly. Fly away, Sirius. Fly away, Silly. Whoa! Come back, Sirius. Come back, Silly. Very good. Okay. This is by Robert Munch and Eugenie Fernandez. Ribbon Rescue. Now, I want to tell you about this girl's dress. There are dresses that the Native American Indians wear called ribbon dresses. And this little girl, Jillian, is from the Kanawaki Reserve near Quebec. Her ribbon dress is a traditional Mohawk costume. And this is called Ribbon Rescue. As soon as her grandmother finished making the ribbon dress, Jillian put it on and ran out into the front yard. Isn't that a beautiful dress? A man came running down the road. He was dressed in fancy clothes, and he was yelling, "I'm late! I'm lost! I'm late! I'm lost! I'm going to miss my own wedding!" "Wait," said Jillian. "Let me fix your shoes." She tore two ribbons off her dress, laced the man's shoes with them, and tied them into big bows. The man said, "Oh, thanks. I may be late, but I'll look fine." "Well," said Jillian, "why don't you take my brother's skateboard? He's grown up and doesn't use it anymore. Just keep your eye on the church steeple and you will get there." "Thank you," said the man. "I'll bring it back as soon as the wedding is over." Then A lady in a fancy white dress came running by. She was yelling, "I'm late! I'm lost! I'm late! I'm lost! I'm going to miss my own wedding." "Well," said Jillian, "at least I can fix your hair." Jillian reached up and tore 8 ribbons off her dress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the lady bent down and Jillian fixed her hair into 4 enormous ponytails. "And now," said Jillian, "take my mother's bicycle. She's grown up and doesn't use it very much. Just keep heading for the church steeple and you'll be there in no time." "Oh, thank you," said the lady. "I might be late, but at least I'll look okay." She gave Jillian a hug and rode away on the bicycle. Then a family came running down the road yelling, "We're late! We're lost! We're late! We're lost! We're going to miss the wedding. We haven't even had time to wrap the present." "Well," said Jillian, "I can wrap your present." And she wrapped the present with 5 ribbons from her dress. The family said, "Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. We may be late, but we'll have a lovely present." "And now," said Jillian, "take Lindsay's wagon and Haley's scooter. They're sort of grown up and don't use them very much. Just keep heading for the church steeple and you'll not get lost." They all gave Jillian a hug and raced off. Then a man came down the road yelling, guess what? "I'm late! I'm lost! I'm late! I'm lost! I'm going to miss the wedding!" Suddenly he stopped and said, "Oh no, it's lost." "What's lost?" said Jillian. "The ring, the wedding ring," said the man. "I've lost the ring." "I'll help you find it," said Jillian. She crawled around and got quite dirty, but after a while she found the ring in a mud puddle. "Look," said Jillian, "you might lose it again, so let me help you." She tied the ring to the man's finger with a ribbon. "And now," said Jillian, "take Jeremy's skates. He's grown up and doesn't use them very much. Just keep heading for the church steeple." "Thanks," said the man. "I may be late, but at least I'll have the ring." Then Jillian's mother came running out of the house yelling, "Jillian, we're late for a wedding and you're a mess. What will your grandmother say?" She grabbed Lillian's hand and they ran down the road. But when they got to the church, the man at the door said to Jillian, "What a mess! You can't come in here dressed like that." But," said her mother. "That's okay," said Jillian. "I'll sit on the stairs and wait for you." Then the bride and the groom walked around the side of the church and saw Jillian sitting on the stairs. "Oh," said the groom, "don't my shoes look great?" "Oh," said the bride, "isn't my hair wonderful?" "Yes," said Jillian, "your shoes are great and your hair is wonderful, and I hope you have a wonderful wedding." "Well, aren't you coming in?" said the groom. "No," said Jillian, "I tore off all my ribbons to fix hair, lace shoes, wrap a present, and tie a ring, and now my dress is a mess and I can't come in." Said the groom. "I think we need a flower girl." Said the bride. "Yes, we definitely need a flower girl." So they picked a bunch of wildflowers from the grass, and Jillian walked into the church in front of everybody else. And even though her dress was all dirty and full of holes, everyone said she was the prettiest kid there. That's the end. All right, guys. We have in-person story time this Wednesday and Thursday, 10 o'clock for babies and toddlers, 11 o'clock for preschool and up. And I will be right here next Monday at 11 for virtual story time. So I hope you all have a great week.